Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. So last week, as I do, I got to the theater, but I haven't had a chance to talk about this spy thriller that I went and saw, coming to us from the writer director Luc Besson, who always piques my interest. Big Fifth Element fan. If you ask me, it's probably the best work that Luc has ever done. And then sometimes you get misses that are kind of like his last movie, Valerian City of a Thousand Planets, which dazzling visuals in that movie, but overall, a lot of problems. But nevertheless, anytime you go see a Luc Besson film, you're going to get something interesting. And when I saw the first trailer for this movie and saw its lead, Sasha Luss, who Luc Besson finds in Valerian City of a Thousand Planets, she plays Princess Liho Mina. I'll throw her right up there so you can see. If you've seen the trailers, you've seen that face before. Take all that visual stuff away, and you get, boom, that woman right there, Russian model actress Sasha Luss, who, in the trailer, I'm very intrigued to see if this pretty little Russian can actually pull off some of the action that they just showed me in this trailer. And I gotta say, she certainly does. Does Luc Besson nail everything? Well, why don't you pull up a chair, man, take a seat. We're getting ready to dive in, spoiler-free, into Anna. Anna, for those unfamiliar, is about Anna Poliatova, who, is this, becomes this, world-class spy. The synopsis reads as follows on IMDb. Beneath Anna Poliatova's striking beauty lies a secret that will unleash her incredible strength and skill to become one of the world's most feared government assassins. I gotta say, man, this is a mixed bag for Luc Besson. He does some things in this movie that are just absolutely wonderful. And then he does, the same things, just not so well. So what we're going to do, man, we're going to start with Mr. Luc Besson and what is working and not working in this movie. And the first thing that works and doesn't work is the action. Two huge set pieces, one toward the beginning, one toward the back half of the movie that are, almost John Wick level. I pulled out my phone after the first one and, shot a quick text to my buddy. Don't worry, theater was mostly empty when I went and saw this. I shot a text, I was like, dude, put Anna on your to-do list now, because, whoa. You get something that feels similar to that toward the end of the movie, but in the middle, Luc Besson does stuff not so well with the action. Montages, less choreographed action sequences, in and out type of action sequences, or just in and out spy things that don't involve too much action. That disappointed me because those beginning and end sequences are so good. Rather than a montage, if you would have just given me another one, I think I would have been more happy. And that leads me to the next thing that drives me nuts about this movie. It's the story that Luc Besson is deciding to tell here. He's telling Anna's whole story, rather than just centralizing on one mission and then another mission and then another mission. What I would have preferred is multiple movies here. When you see what Sasha Luss and her stunt double do, that opening action sequence that I talked about that was mind-blowingly good takes place in a restaurant. And early on in the sequence, the way the movements are going, the hair is in the face a lot, and usually that tells you that's a stunt double. And that's the whole sequence that's happening. I'm like, oh, man, I can't tell. Very similar to how I felt with Atomic Blonde and Charlize Theron. For a while, early on, just the way the wig was, I was like, oh, it's in her face. They must be using a stunt double. And then you come to find out that, Charlize did almost all the stunts in that movie. Here, I think it's pretty obvious that it is a combination of the two. But when you finally do get to see Sasha's face in the course of an action sequence, you go, yes, I'm just glad that she was doing some of it, if not all of it. Like I said, I don't know for certain, but I would imagine it's a pretty good combination. And what you get is just dazzling, man. It makes you just go, yeah, get me in on this. And I think if Besson would have just told a spy story, and on one of her missions, or maybe just a big intricate mission, you could have allowed yourself to hit boom, 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 give me more action sequences. Instead, by telling the full story, that's what kind of leads you into those montage things and quick little in and out bits, because you're trying to tell something much bigger. So I would have preferred the movie to be localized. That being said, the action that you do get in those two sequences is mind-blowingly good. The choreography is fantastic, and the execution is really well done, from the camera work to what you're seeing happen in that choreographed sequence. And Sasha Luss as I said, is a major winner in those action sequences because she finally does make sure that you see her face when she's doing some of this stuff, and it's really, really good. The other thing, though, that Luc Besson does good and not so good is time jumping. It really creates some rough patches in this film and really knocks the pacing off. Specifically at the beginning, he jumps a lot, man. He goes like, here's something, then we're going to flash you 6 years earlier, then jump 3 years ahead, then back a few years, then we're going to go weeks. It's very, very difficult early on in this film to take how much time jumping you're doing. And then, as you kind of settle into less time jumping, it gets a little bit better. However, at the same time jumping is one of the most clever, well-executed things done in this movie. And I say that because there are sequences where you'll see Anna do something, and you'll get to the end, and then you'll go a little bit past that, and you'll be like, okay, where is this going? And then you jump back, and you see all the things, all the spy bits that kind of get filled in, right? Like there's a sequence where you see her go into a room, and then she comes back out of the room with a case, and has to go back into the room and comes back out of the room. But you never see what happens in the room. And then they jump back and they show you what happens in the room. You go, oh, wow, okay, now I see what's going on. And that stuff is really well executed and done correctly because this is one of those spy thrillers with double crosses, triple crosses, quadruple crosses. There's a lot of crossing going on in this movie, and it works. It does. Like when those double and triple crosses are happening, those time jumps work well. But when you're just telling Anna's story and jumping all over the place, would have preferred it to just be chronological and then just utilize the jump backs to fill in the pieces that were missing. So, like I said, Luc Besson gives you a really mixed bag here as far as what you're getting from the story, to the action, to just, everything you're seeing on screen. And it's interesting to see a movie do things so well and then do those same things not so well. But the one thing in this movie that is just wonderful start to finish is Sasha Luss's performance. I loved it. I became a massive fan of her because... one, like I said, you could see that she did some of her own stunts. But two, she just is captivating on screen. Now, yes, she's a Russian model, so super striking. And what's cool is Besson gives her, like, a bit of the story that involves modeling. I was like, oh, that's a really nice nod to, like, what Sasha's done in the past. So I was like, that stuff kind of worked. Again, once you kind of got into it, takes a little while to get there. But... I think she just captivates you every time she's on screen and just immediately draws your attention. You're always interested in what is Anna gonna do next. I think her character is interesting, and I think the performance is really rock solid. And it does. She keeps you guessing the whole movie, and I love that. And this cast, for the most part, around her is really good. I mean, Helen Mirren, Luke Evans, Cillian Murphy. Like, you are loading Sasha Luss with really, really good, strong supporting characters that just help elevate her performance. And I loved Helen Mirren, who, so we'll rewind a little bit. Anna starts out working for the KBG, and then also kind of gets pulled into like a CIA investigation. So Helen Mirren's character is kind of like her, like, boss, right? It'd be like if you were Charlie's Angels, she's Charlie. Only we get to see her. And I love what she does as Olga. Helen Mirren's just always wonderful, and I love the way that she pushes Anna. I love the way that she doesn't always trust Anna. I love how smart Olga is. She's been around the block. She's seen it all, man. And the chemistry and relationship between Helen Mirren and Sasha Luss is just wonderful. I love when they're on camera. Luke Evans would be the Bosley in this situation. He's kind of like her handler, the one that directly interacts with her. And their relationship is very interesting. I like the way it starts. I like where it leads to. And Luke Evans, as per usual, gives you a really solid performance. Then enter Lenny Miller, played by Cillian Murphy, who's a CIA agent who we see at the beginning. And then what we see with him at the beginning takes a little while till he gets back, but does eventually get pulled into this KBG story. And Cillian Murphy does a really good job, man. I like the way that he works Anna and how he gets involved and kind of can get her to start helping him out a little bit. And all the while, it's Anna who's pulling a lot of strings. Pay attention, man, to those relationships, specifically the ones with Luke Evans and Cillian Murphy. Those relationships, again, are something that, like, works and doesn't work. Like, there were things I was like, oh, why, Luke, why are you doing this? I don't want you to do this. But then you get to the payoff and you go, all right, I'm okay that you did this. And Cillian Murphy, just like Luke Evans, does a really good job being that other kind of counter. The two polars for Anna's character are Alex Chenkov, Luke Evans' character, and Lenny Miller. And the play between the two of them and the way Anna kind of functions in there, I enjoyed that stuff, and I really enjoyed their performances. And like I said, the supporting cast does what a supporting cast is supposed to do. It just elevates Sasha Luss's performance. So, look, if you're in for a fun, popcorn action flick, I think Anna works. You can pop into the movies, you can turn your brain off, you can watch some really awesome stuff. Yeah, you're going to have some pacing problems, and you're going to wish that, some of those sequences were more choreographed and not just I'm going to walk into a room, boom, I'm going to shoot you in the head. Oh, and then we're going to go over here, I'm going to shoot you in the head. So, yeah, you'll get a mixture. But I think overall you'll walk out going, I like that, and I really would like to see more of it. It's the thing that disappoints me in the fact that the story is told in full, because if it was just like a mission, then you could do another movie where it's a mission and a mission. You can still get to the end, but do it in a couple movies so we can get to watch Sasha Luss just captivate on screen. I'm telling you right now, Marvel, DC, Mission Impossible, call this woman and get her involved, man. I would love to see her in any of these, like Black Widow. Oh my God! If Marvel would have known and gotten Sasha Luss involved in the Black Widow, I'd be so in on that. So if somehow someone from one of those places is listening, Mr. McQuarrie, DC, Marvel, you got a superstar on your hands if you handle things right. Big win. That's the thing I take away most from Anna, Sasha Luss. So there you go, man. Those are all the Seaman's non-spoiler thoughts. Got some issues, but overall I think Anna's a lot of fun, and you're going to get some really top-notch action at least twice in the movie. So let me know now what you're thinking about Anna. Did you get out, check this movie out while I was in the theaters? Hasn't really done big. It's been surrounded by some really, really big movies. But if you got out and you caught it, what were you liking? What were you not liking? What did you think of Sasha Luss's performance? What did you think about what Luc Besson was doing from the writing and the directing standpoints? Did you like the way the action was shot? Do you wish there would have been more action? Did you like the supporting characters? Everything you liked or didn't like, leave that down below. If you haven't seen the movie, has the Seaman enticed you? Look, like I said, if you're in for an action flick, go see John Wick 3. Maybe go see Godzilla. There are other action flicks that you can go check out, but you want one that'll, at least work your brain a little bit and give you some nice twists and turns. I think Anna's worth checking out. So let me know if I've convinced you to go see Anna, or even if I've just convinced you to see it on DVD or streaming when that hits those platforms. I think that it'll do much better than it's doing in the box office. But those are all my thoughts. I want all your thoughts down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the Seaman all summer, go hit that subscribe button and the little bell that follows so you can get alerts every time I make a new video. For the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down, I'm Seaman. I'm signing off. Peace. Well, you guys are still here. You must be looking for some more content. Well, don't worry. Seaman's got you covered, man. You got videos like this guy and this guy. And if you haven't yet, and you want to come check out all the Seaman goodies, join the Cinema Sit Down squad, man. Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell down below that, too, so you can get alerts every time I make new videos.